Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Stine and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And as always, we can't really talk yarn and in that sense also crochet without me having my faithful mug of tea, which here is today, is the Russian Earl Grey from Lipton. It is like the triangular teas from Lipton. Lipton is an English brand. Russian Earl Grey is basically an Earl Grey, which is the bergamot flavored Ceylon tea, and it has some Spanish lemons as well. So it just makes it for like a fresher than the regular Earl Grey, and that is why I do actually enjoy the Russian Earl Grey. Though that said, I usually only buy the Russian Earl Greys when I get it for sale, and it was on sale last week. So I was like, hey, it's time to get some Russian Earl Grey again. So here we are, the Russian Earl Grey. So what has all happened since last time? I have been crocheting, but I've also been doing a few other things. It has been reasonably busy, especially due to other real life events. But I think I did something. I would have loved to have done more. But again, I'm working full time. I have many other obligations in real life, which, you know, I'm kind of fine with what I've reached. And I know that I will likely get more time to do a lot of crochet in about 2 months' time. Simply due to the fact that I will have a bunch of vacations while waiting on going unemployed. And then, yeah, I will have to see what happens next, basically. Find a new job. I've been very clear with everybody in my surroundings that obviously I do want a new job, but any new job needs to be the right job. I don't want a job just to have a job. I want a job that I would like to do. I need to enjoy doing the job I do and enjoy my work, because point one, we spend so many hours going to work. We have to enjoy it to some extent. And I do have the financial freedom at the moment. I might not in a year, but right now I do, to wait a little bit for the right job to appear, so that I know that whatever job I do get to do is a job that I also will enjoy doing, at least. And that is also a little bit related to how the Dutch employment rulings work. They are, if I'm getting fired, as I am in this case, and I get fired because there is no more work for me due to the company moving their activities abroad, then I do have the rights on unemployment benefits. But let's say that I had quit my job, then I have no rights on unemployment benefits. You should only quit your job if you can afford to quit, basically. I guess that's a short summary of it. And therefore, I'd probably rather spend the 3 months in unemployment benefits searching for the right job I would like to enjoy, than before that time just grabbing a quick job, realizing 3 months later that I absolutely utterly hate it and quit and have no benefits left. So that's like from the practical point of things. I need to make sure it's something that I will enjoy doing. And of course, I will still need to apply during being unemployed. There's lots of rules to that, so I'll probably have some meetings when we get to there. Or it could be that before then I have the perfect job, because I am looking. So I am actively checking into websites, listing job listings and so on, to see if the right happens to be in between. So I am sort of technically actively looking. And at the same time, I do really need a little good vacation, and I'll probably have some time to crochet, at least some of that. That is where my expectations. So let's get into crocheting, because that is a much more fun topic. I do have some yarn laying with me here. I have currently 4 ongoing projects. And all of the projects, I list the patterns to here in the description box down below. This is where I got the patterns. Of course, there are other options, because some of these creators, they sell on websites, they sell on Ravelry, etc. Some of the patterns I got on websites, some of them I got on Ravelry. It kind of depends. But in the case of the first project that I have here, which is the Fleur blanket. I got that on Ravelry. The Fleur blanket is designed by Anke Wintermans. Anke Wintermans is a Dutch designer. Her patterns come in, I do believe, Dutch and English. I don't know if there are more languages, but at least Dutch and English is possible. And for these, the Fleur blanket, she is using the Stylecraft Special DK, which is a premium acrylic. It is 100% premium acrylic. It's 295 meters, which is about 322 yards, 100 grams, so that's 3.5 ounces. You can tumble dry them at cold and iron at low. It can be dry cleaned, and it can be machine washed at 30 degrees, so that's about 85 degrees Fahrenheit. They recommend a 4mm crochet hook, which is also what I'm using for this project. I am now, because I did progress since last time, and I made another 2 rounds, which means that I'm currently at round, let's see, just give me a moment to count, 2, 4, 6, 7, multiplied by 5, 37. 37, I am by round 37. All my lines to keep track of the rounds, which means in round 47, I change color. So I have about 9 rows left, and then it's time for a color change. And I'm not sure if I should be worried. It does start to look smaller, this one, but you know, that said, it's only like, it's only a row, and the following row is worked in a different yarn, and they don't get dragged around. Now, let's see if I can explain. So this is where we are at. So I added 2 more rows. I work in the round, so I increase on the outside as I work in the round. Both yarns are attached. The last round I did is, as you can see, the burgundy colored yarn. So next yarn will become white, and then I will do either double crochets or single crochets all the way around. If I do single crochets, I do it in the back loop of the previous round, so the burgundy. If I do double crochets, I will go down a row further and do double crochets. So for example, if I would do double crochets here, I would go down and pick the front loop here of the whites to do double crochets, which then overlays the burgundy. And that is basically how you create this mosaic blanket. There is plenty of lovely tutorials online. I do admit I'm actually starting to enjoy this. The only downside is really that I need to have a table available to do this, because it just takes up some working space, and I need a place where I have my documents open, etc, etc, etc. But this is then the back side, and what you do is basically you carry the other yarn with you up, so that is why you see a little slight ever so noted here. Of course, the alternative is you could sew in the ends for each round, but that will be a lot of work. Plus, you know, it's so easy, and you will save yarn by taking it with you. And here you can really see how it's a reversible image of the front. And here you can also see how the overlay technique works depending on the color you do. It's gorgeous, and I really love how this is progressing, and I can't wait to do another 9 rounds to actually change color, just because it's gonna give a totally new feeling, a new vibe to this. It's gorgeous, and yeah, looking forward to have it done. It's gonna be like, when it's done, I'm gonna be almost barely able to actually hold it out and show it to you guys, so I'll have to like get up on my chair every time I have to show you guys progress. But for now, it's progressing well, and I'm happy. I'm really happy with the progress. Of course, I also always want to make more, and I had hoped to have more time to maybe make 1 more round, but I ended up doing something else, so that wasn't it for this case. As I said, using the 4mm crochet hook, I use my Clover soft touch hooks, because I found that I really enjoy using the Clover soft touch hook. And that is mainly due to the fact that I feel that the soft touch hook really slides so wonderfully smoothly through the yarns, regardless of the type of yarns that I've been using. But this project I really enjoy doing, genuinely. I just need more time where I can deep dive into it. I have been doing it while I've been watching some kind of art streams in the background, or maybe even been watching some other crocheters on YouTube. So that is possible. But yeah, the Fleur, I'm really looking forward to have finished. Even though I know that it might take another year before it's done, or even longer. I don't know. Everything depends on time availability, etc. And of course, I have so many other projects that I'm working on, because that's who I am. I just can't leave not working on projects and having more of them, because it depends on my mood as well, what I'm in mood for and what's possible. The next project, because we usually talk about these projects in chronological order. So this was the Fleur. The next project is my Firefly Sweater, and the Firefly Sweater is a sweater that is crocheted by double stranding 2 yarns. It is a free, it's a free hobby pattern, which I downloaded from Hobby's website. The hobby uses the Diablo, which also contains a mohair. The yarn I'm using is a non-animal fibers, so that's 100% synthetical fibers here. Similar to, I guess, a mohair look, because it does have the fuss. But they are 100% synthetical. They are, I do believe it's 74 or 76% polyester, no, not polyester, acrylic. And then it's 24, 26% polyamide. And I hold them double because it creates a gorgeous look. So right here you can clearly see they're either light blue or light blue or light green. That's what I wanted to say. But when you work up the yarn, as you can see here, it's either teal, or it's blue, or it's green. And it gives this wonderful color play of the actual product. I work on this Firefly Sweater when I do have my weekly morning tea lives. Unfortunately, this week that just didn't come out because I had some plans. I had really planned to do it Wednesday, and then I realized sometime Tuesday that we had to do something Wednesday morning, whereof I couldn't let it go through. And then Thursday also I had an appointment with my physio Thursday morning, and I'm fine. It's just my monthly health workaround check, making sure that I feel fit. I use my physio to, he's kind of relieving anything that's like getting stuck in my body, manipulating bones, etc. A little bit like a chiropractor, except he's not a chiropractor, because he can do kind of both muscular but also joints, and that just keeps me flexible and able to move, and no neck stuck, etc. It just, I do have a little bit of a cracking motions after that all happens, but yeah, I'm good. So yeah, that's why I didn't have one, and that means that I haven't actually progressed at all on the Firefly Sweater this past week. But here's the front piece that eventually, and I will definitely need to block this, and once that's blocked and the other end is made, plus the 2 sleeves, we will sew it together and I should have a sweater. That's the thought. The difference, what I'm doing on the Firefly Sweater compared to the original, is the fact that I increased the length. The design is a crop top version. I made a longer one that should go about to the belt, or maybe a bit further down. And yeah, you know, I don't know how I'm doing the sleeves yet. I will have to look into that, how that's gonna work out and how they are. It's a part of the design I haven't looked deeper into yet, because it's not important yet. This is the back side, and it only has a slight ever so little decrease for the neck piece. This is the good side that's finished, and here I need a few more rows, and I need another, let's see, quick calculation, 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, that can't be. 2, 4, 6, 7. I need 15, so I need another 8 rows. And then we're good. And then in 8 rows time, I'll have to look into the sleeves. But 8 rows will take another 4 morning talks and morning tea videos, because what I do doing those is I do about 2 rows and then I'll head to work. Sleeves we will probably look into sometime, maybe in August is my best guess for now. It all depends on how scheduling falls, because I still can't predict other aspects of life. Sometimes it has to be pushed or postponed a bit. Yeah, that was it for those. Then we have the newer projects with both our shawls. I started 2 shawls. One has been ongoing already for a week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks probably, and the other one for a bit more than a week. Well, 1.5 weeks, so maybe 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, and 1.5 weeks. Definitely there is different in the progress of them, but yeah, let's go through those shawls together. The first of the 2 shawls are the Airkor Shawl. The Airkor Shawl I made back last year at Christmas with the Hobby Universe Christmas yarns. Absolutely gorgeous shawl, but I decided actually the pattern would be really good with maybe also as a cake, worked up as a cake shawl. And I found the perfect cake for it, because this cake is, it's 100% cotton cake. It is one of the YarnArt Rosegarden, which means basically it's 250 grams, so 8.8 ounces to 1,000 meters, 1,093 yards. All aspects of it, I would say it's a copy of the Hobby Sultan Deluxe, not knowing any better. But this colorway, and I don't have the yarn label laying here, so I don't even know the colorway straight out of my mind, but maybe 322. It's natural colored, it's brown to greens, and I did another full color change. So this last row from here up to here is the last bits I've added. I maybe have finished 1 row in the lighter one last week, I don't remember, but it's very close. So this is basically what's been added to what's already is. So the current project measures something like this. And this one 100% needs blocking. It's so much nicer when it gets blocked, so we can really stretch it out and you can see these Christmas trees. And the idea of these pine trees, the idea is of course due to it starting from the outside of the cake where it's brown and working towards the inside where it's green, is to have the idea that tree trunks goes more and more green. And here is the cake. And as I said, I work from the outside towards the center. And still have a bit to go. I'm expecting it will probably towards 2 meters long once it's done. So it is keeping the same width. So it's like a long scarf or shawl. The only thing I was debating is if I should have widened it with 1 more repeat of the Christmas tree pattern. But on the other hand, it might actually be just fine, because if it's gonna go through around like this, then it's good. And if you wanted more like a wrap, you might have wanted it wider. I think that's a personal temperament question. I think it's working up nice like this. The Airkor Shawl is designed by K.A.M.E Crochet. It is, I think she sells her pattern on Ravelry, but I got this pattern on Hobby. It is a Hobby paid pattern, but if you have Hobby Plus, you can download it for free, which I did. So that was one of my 3 monthly free downloads, which I did last year, obviously, because I got it for the Christmas shawl and I still had the pattern laying. And it seems really sensible to do like this. And yeah, you can really slowly see each section changing color. And I just reached a new color change like in the last, I don't know, 20 stitches. So we are about to change into an even lighter sandier color here. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it progresses. I also, and it's a 6-row repeat. It looks a bit intimidating, but it's not really. The stitches used here is chain stitches, double crochets, and treble. And there is only treble crochets every 6 rows for, like, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 treble crochets every 6 rows. The rest are double crochets and chains, just like as you're doing a filet stitch. And some single crochets. Sorry, I forgot the single crochets. But still, it's reasonably simple. It looks more intimidating, this pattern, than it is in reality. Trust me. Can recommend. I think it's a nice pattern, and it's working up nicely also as a cake, not using necessarily the universe yarns. Of course, this is a thinner yarn. It's I think they classify them as a 1 weight. It's probably somewhere between a 1 and a 2 weight yarn. I think it would work up brilliantly as well in a hobby twister or in a YarnArt flowers cake. Sorry. Huh. Apparently, I need some sleep, even though I feel pretty fresh when I wake up this morning. They say it's lack of oxygens, and it's reasonably fresher because it's been raining, so it's, yeah, maybe it's because it's, I don't know. Or too little sleep. I go too late to bed and get up too early, which is not typical. I use the 3.5mm crochet hook for this project. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, what I needed to cover. Great pattern, definitely not as intimidating as it looks. The last pattern that I started on is my latest Drops project, and apparently I put it a bit further away than I had thought I did. I use alpaca yarn for this, 100% alpaca from Drops. It's the alpaca mix, which basically explains nicely. This is a heather yarn, as you can see here, green and yellows. It's an all-time favorite according to Drops. It's so ever soft, at least when it's here on the balls. It feels slightly ever so different when it's worked up. It's made in Peru. It's a fine weight yarn, 50 grams, so 1.8 ounces to 167 meters, which is 183 yards. They recommend 3mm crochet hook. The pattern, I don't remember if that's 3 or 3.5. I use a 3.25. Part of it is also the fact that I know that I have a slight tighter crochet tension, so I did choose to upsize a little bit. I have finished now the first 2 repeats, in the sense of there is like these diagrams, and I finished A1 and A2, and I'm about to start on A3. There are different diagrams for the A1 and A2 because of how it works up, and this definitely also is a project that will probably need blocking, because when I like looking at it, it just kind of wants to curl up a bit. But yeah, let's see, here we go. We have a little center cord here, but this is where we are. The Thoughts of Ireland. I have a stitch marker there because that is a centerpiece part, and I wasn't sure if I might need the center later on. And this, my friends, is a lots of chains and treble crochets. I think it's a full treble crochet shawl, almost. Like, there's more treble crochets in this shawl than I had imagined. But yeah, I'm going to keep working it up. It's definitely lacy in feeling, and we will see where this one ends. And and I think that definitely needs blocking. I've never blocked a wool project before. If you have experience blocking a wool in the sense of alpaca animal fibers, please let me know how you block them. I would like to know, or I have to do some research when we get there. But first I need to finish this shawl, and that definitely also right now, until we get to another place where I can just repeat myself, takes the need of having the pattern and reading it carefully through. So it's definitely not a TV project right now, where my Airkor Shawl, I started with the intention of this being my new TV project, because it is something I can mindlessly do behind the TV. This Thoughts of Ireland, nope, it's not mindless yet. Maybe it does become more mindless, we will have to see. But right now, I am forced to follow the pattern until I can see how it is an easily repeating rows. And yeah, it's okay. I do like how it's working up, but I can also see on it that I will definitely need blocking. It works up a little bit funny. It wants to curl, and then when I lay it down and I stretch it a bit, then it keeps its shape a little bit. So it's definitely a pattern that needs blocking. So if you have any experience blocking woolen patterns, please let me know, comments down below, because I would like to know. What are you working on at the moment? Do you want to share your current projects that you're working on? Do you work on multiple projects like me, depending on your mode? Or are you the type that would just like to finish one project at a time? Or maybe two? We are all different. I think that's pretty much it for now. On Monday, I will be back with the last video of Sort My Stash 2024 when it comes to the ice yarns. Then I have, I think, 2 more left, and then we're done sorting my stash. Crazy how fast time flies, and still crazy how much yarn I have. Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, with exceptions, I hope to have a morning tea back up next week, Wednesday. Keep an eye out for a live posting, and don't be sad if something happens and comes in between. But if everything goes well, I really hope to be with you there on Wednesday morning. Friday, I'm back with a new yarn talk video, and that's gonna be it. I'm going to say take care and happy crafting until I see you again, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there. Bye, and thank you for your support.